Good morning, students. I hope you are all very fine. You're clear with the previous videos where we have discussed about the role of a HM. In today's class, let us discuss about some more role of a HM in the academic role. You know, the working of an institution depends upon the HM. So, an institution has to be evaluated then and there. You know what is the meaning of evaluation? It is finding out the product or estimating the product of something. So HM has to plan for proper internal institutional evaluation. So he has to find out what are the techniques through which I can measure the standard of my school. Then he has to assess the impact of teaching learning strategies and the programs which can be planned and designed for the school improvement and curriculum transaction in the classroom. Curriculum, you know, it is a collection of your subjects or the paper which we learn. The curriculum cannot be the same throughout the years, is it not? It has to be upgraded then and there. So for that, a HM has to develop a blueprint of the curriculum and he has to bring innovations. Then he can try to maintain the standard of the institution. How can he do this? By just seeing through the progress of the students. He should check their progress, evaluate them, and inform this to the parents on timely basis so that the parents will be knowing whether their children are improving in their education or not. Then he has to mobilize the resources. Resources are nothing but raising the funds for the upliftment of the school campus. So he can raise the contributions from the local community, voluntary organizations, parents and other local authorities for this purpose. Besides this, the HM has some other functions. He has to look into the admission and the withdrawal of the students. He has to find out what is the reason why the admission or the withdrawal rate is more. And he has to supervise the office work and he has to manage the school plant. Then the very important role of a HM is to prepare a proper timetable. You know what is a timetable? It's a pre-arranged and a systematic scheme which shows how the studies and activities in an institution are proceeded. He has to plan the daily allotment of the time for various subjects because we can't allow the same timing for all the subjects. Some subjects has to be given more importance while others have to be given less importance. And the timetable preparation will help to find out whether the distribution of time for each teacher, his teaching load is very equal and the time interval given for both academic and co-curricular activities are similar or not. A timetable can be called as the second clock of the institution through which the periods, the intervals between and the kind of activity which is proceeding in each class is very clearly visible to them. Then the timetable can be said as a mirror which reflects all kinds of activities that are being organized in any institution. Next, timetable is an instrument which makes a school work to be done as per the schedule or to be done within the hours of the institution. So a timetable has some other functions. It ensures an orderly and a smoothly function of an institution. It facilitates equitable distribution of the work among the teachers. It also helps to prevent wastage of time and energy. So we can't just avoid the time, and it ensures equitable distribution for different subjects and activities. When the timetable is properly maintained, the discipline in the institution is very well maintained. It promotes punctuality among the staffs and the students to go regularly to their classes and finish up their portions. There are various kinds of timetable, namely consolidated timetable, which gives a sum total of all the timetables of all the classes and the different kinds of subjects which are dealt in a school. The next one is a class timetable. It is meant for each class and section. It indicates the distribution of various subjects with the teacher's name for each period and the time allotment for it is given there. The third one is the teacher's timetable. Every individual teachers or the details of both academic and co-curricular activities is given along with the leisure time so that the teacher will be able to adjust the timings and they can also avoid for the unnecessary confusion between the staff members. Then the fourth one is the leisure time or the floating timetable. It is a special timetable which is prepared for showing the leisure period and the substitution timetable which is necessary to be maintained in any institution. Subject clubs. The clubs of different subjects are called as the subject clubs. It will stimulate initiative and experimentation. So through the subject club, we can have better teaching materials, improvised teaching and evaluation process. The subject clubs can hold seminar, conferences, meetings and journals preparation, so that they will discuss the academic issues for the professional growth of the teachers also. Through the subject clubs, the children will be able to meet the various kinds of challenges in the curriculum transaction. Subject clubs also develop a cooperative spirit among the students and faculty when they all cooperatively work together and bring about a subject club programs. Then the next important role of a HM is to doing the various kinds of co-curricular activities. What is a co-curricular activity? It is one which influences the all-round development of the child. These ancillary activities act as a media of self-expression and personality growth. When we provide co-curricular activities in a school, it has certain values for the child. Namely, it helps in their proper growth and development of the body. It enhances their academic value. It promotes their social value. It develops their aesthetic sense or the beautiness, appreciation of the beauty. Then it also helps in a recreational value. You know, the productive use of our leisure time is called as a recreational value. Then what are the different kinds of co-curricular activities which are given in a school? The school assembly. The assembly is the first thing. And then communication skills can be enhanced through debate, discussion, seminar, symposia, dramatics, and boy scouting and girls guides, literary activities, games and sports. Thank you.